Stats on the champion, actually. Rakan is most played of all time. This will be his 91st game. This year, he's 100% win rate on it. 5-0 is on. Rocky has been on an MVP caliber split so far. He's finally going to get a recall about a minute after he wanted it. Knight can get a recall and get back into the play. Shadow, hang on a second. Wei just missed his flag drag. Teleport in. Oh, Shadow, you have overstayed, my friend. Knight can teleport in and has done so. Shadow needs to choose his retreat path very carefully. Teleport in from Rookie. Doesn't have the stun right now. Flash out early from Shadow, but Rookie will get the stun anyway. E is not bad from Shadow, but I think he'll die anyway. The recall from Shadow, not getting what they want. Passive from Knight, so close. The last auto will take them. Knight gets something down. Another passive from him. Escapes the knockup. Knight doing very well to trade back something there. Potential now of On getting a flash knockup onto Mako. Not able to quite do so. We'll get onto Wei instead. Passive coming through. Actually gets a decent amount of damage onto the clone there too. Knight will get some random extra healing from that. Knight does have the level 6. There's no flash. Ult coming in from the Pantheon. Going for this play over the wall. Rookie has no flash, but he does have a stun. Might be able to trade one back and might be able to do so. Wei has the flash, has the ult. Should be able to pick this up onto Shadow. It will be a 1-for-1, but Rookie dying means that he'll have less access to some of the farm. Wei will pick this up. It will still be an assist over towards Rookie. Flash in on towards Gala, who spell shields wonderfully. Flashes away from the feather pullback. Ult going forwards. Auto attacks another target. Goes on to Gala. Will that see him to safety? Yes, it will. Double flash from the Zeus. Well, it's very, very good scaling front to back, isn't it? But BLG sometimes give you a little bit more to think about outside of those front to backs. Wait, Elton on. They've been doing okay in the Zyra Rakan lane to land Ws from Rakan, which will give kind of guaranteed QEs from Elk. Pops that W, gets the extra move speed. Wei's on top side. Hang on a second. There's no flash on the Xayah, and he's going to get pulled into the cage. Is that enough to see him through, though? The Xayah ult will keep Elk alive. It's a masterful bait. Up with the best of them. Elk will use that ult, tank the damage, and Wei goes down. This time, he's the one getting counter-ganked. And IG lose their jungler. Kill over to Shadow. Jump out of Fog of War now, and that's a second one to him. Face. Could have flag dragged out a little bit. Gala has no flash. Oh, gets hit by the center of the ult. That's a pretty sweet spot there. The ult is pretty good from the Nico, but Shadow getting the center of the ult gets the extra damage. A kill back onto the Rakan, though, does mean that Gala gets the kill anyway. Good Q from Mako. Mako's actually been playing pretty well. Good root. Plans out. I think Alex dead this time, folks. There's no one coming to help him. No ultimate hit. Might be able to turn to Mako. Won't be able to. Flag drag comes through. Nico Q will get some extra damage. Well played from Mako to get the root force the play in Season 4. Now, of course, Season 8 was huge from him too, but Season 4 LCK, or OGN as it was back then, so hard to win, and he won that summer. Shadow jumping in with the ultimate. Dragon's been leashed. Wei's jumped out of the pit. Can they finish off the dragon right now? Will a fight come in before that? Here comes the bin. Rumble. Easy kill. IG being bought into a play around the dragon. Wei's trying to see if he can kill the damn thing, but his whole team's dead. The dragon's been leashed, and Wei won't be able to turn around. Triple kill to Knight down. He doesn't have ult. This is likely a kill. Stun under turret. This should be a dead Aurora. Jumps out with a W, but that does mean there's no extra auto attacks coming through. The redemption coming through. And Knight outplays. Goes invisible as they try and land the CC chain. On the way to that Rift Maker. And it's Knight. He will get a Medjay at some point in this game, folks. He's carrying this game. IG, they failed to shut that down. Spell shield gets rid of the charm, but not the knockup. The ult aggressive from Elk as the Zyra Rakan does give value. The redemption to keep them topped up afterwards means that IG, they just see BLG buff out the damage on the paid work. A couple of scuffs, healed up by the redemption. IG lose their AD carry, and IG are falling behind the Pantheon so much. Jesus Christ, the Aurora damage, forcing the flash out, and the Cataclysm doesn't really do that much either. Hop over the wall. Knight and Elk, so gold going on to ever-increasing problematic 700 gold ahead. The Shy not really able to make much of a dent in this matchup. Dragon goes over to BLG, and then Spare makes him a very tanky champion indeed. BLG, they have thrown so many games around the Atacana. You know, if I'm playing against BLG, I just wait for them to start Atacana and just see if you can out-team fight. They've been very poor. Hang on a second, the Shy going very low. Ultimate pull by Bin, though, means that the Shy will have to recall. Could teleport into the bot side of the map. Bin's going to recall himself. Atacana started up. Desire helping with this. The wave will spot this. Is there going to be any contest? No. Okay, IG. Sadly for them, will not be able to punish an Intercom. Atacana cleanly taken by BLG. This has been one of their biggest pain points in this entire split, this entire year as well. This saw just a bunch of Electro Harpoons go into the Shy's backside, reducing the magic resist. Combo onto turret. That's going to set up for a dive onto Bin. The Tib is getting some value. Teleport in from the Aurora. They need to finish this off pretty quickly. Nico ult going on to the anti-stun. Aurora will be here, though. Forces one flash. Will get potentially another kill. Second flash instead. Knight, Riftmaker stacked up. Has the W to jump force. 3 flashes for one, buddy. We'll spot him out in the brush there. Has Merc Trez to help him out a little bit. Gala's used that ultimate to go forwards. Knight, can he get the kill? Yes, he can! The shotgun comes through. Is anyone else coming into his service? No. Not at this point. Gala will get the kill on the backside. 1,000 gold shut down to the Sivir. That's a pretty penny in the pocket. 3 flashes. 1,000 gold shutdown given over to Sivir. I think Knight might rue that at the end of the day. BLG letting the objective control go over to IG. Pantheon all into the backline. He's going into an Annie stun, though. He hasn't pulled it just yet. Sivir ult on the way back. Ornult's good. Dragon secured. I think this is a good team fight for IG, all in all. Stun goes on to Ollie. He can't engage now. IG, get the Dragon. Do they want an extra fight? Could potentially walking forwards. Flash knock-up onto Bin. Maybe a little far there. Shotgun lands onto just the clone, actually. Got a little bit baited by that. The Shy loses the flash, but gets it out of Bin. IG get a Dragon. Sivir on IE. You know what, folks? I think Gala can carry this now. Doesn't matter that Rookie's behind in gold. If he just gets some CC onto people, that's a problem. On, chain CC, completely dead. On, had no right being there. You had no teammates even near you. Shared perma CC'd is on. That's a bad death from a guy that's had... Hang on, is it Elk's turn to now randomly? The BLG still stand. That means it's hard to get vision into, like, this kind of line. Now, around Baron, we want to get some out. Hang on a second. Knight getting caught out on the top side. Maybe they don't need it. Jumping over. He's just way too far up. Way too far up. Has flash, doesn't use it. Knows he's gone way too far. That's such an easy kill onto Knight. And suddenly, with the Aurora dead, perhaps they can fight... Maybe they can fight the Baron now. There's no Aurora combo into it. Just Knight pushing up way too far. IG had just gotten vision control on that top side. Elk now going against the Shy. Will put on his ultimate. It might be too late, though. Ult from Ornn lands onto him. He's still safe, though. And IG do not get the killer blow. Flash forwards, gets onto the carries again. And the Sivir gets to free fire. The equalizer is magnificent on the other side of it, though, as Bin turns, burns, takes down 2, and Bin's Rumble cooks IG alive. Even after killing Knight, after killing Elk, they forget there's a carry in the top side. The 2-item Bin goes absolutely mental. They'll take down the mid lane in a turret as IG. That should have been the game-winning play for them. Instead, they go too far looking for an extra kill. And Bin turns things around. Using Knight after losing Elk at the start of the play. After Gala flew into the play, 3+ items ricocheting through it. IG cannot get the kills. The equalizer is the damage they need. For those of you that don't know, the Chinese community have often dunked on Bin's Rumble because it's not been that good compared to his other champions. But that right there shows you the practice he's put into it. IG will get themselves... If that exhaust doesn't drop, I think they kill 2 through that. Top side of the map, On dies again, though. In the picture-in-picture. That's going to blunt a little bit of the Baron push. On. Some bad deaths from him this game. Bad deaths in general from BL. First pulled by On from the spellbook. Not exactly sure what he was looking for there. Pushing in 2 lanes, not the 3. We don't really see 1-3-1 with Baron buffs anymore because ever since G2 2019 showed us that you can just engage onto the 1-man unit or 3-man unit, you can't really do that. The equalizer's nasty. The blood ladder's popping. Gala going low. Remember that. Hang on a second. On's going to get turned around onto, and he'll die in return, though. Maybe that's the option. On, another death from him. It's been an awkward split of deaths from him. Shadow caught out has GA. He can at least respawn. I think he made a mistake using that empowered Q. He won't have the E when he comes off of the cooldown now. Bin getting caught in the Cataclysm. IG trying to get one last bit of burn. A flash forward for a Bellows Breath, which doesn't quite get it. And on the other side, Knight shotguns back into their face. He still has the Aurora ultimate. Can potentially get a kill over the wall. It'll be 1 and out. On. Getting caught again. Remember at MSI when he was... on the Nautilus through nearly a 1 game back towards I forget who it was. Was it Mad Lion? A little later on, Rookie has level 16, has flash. First bit of the on-ult misses, the second bit's even worse. That's not good from the Shy. Good Q coming through from Gala will take some chunk out of Elk, but they have Redemption. That'll help even more, actually. Using that earlier, I don't mind that. The Shy, ooh, that's a problem. Pantheon ult coming in, separating out the team. Ongoing forwards. The Nico ult is stopped in its tracks. Elk putting up the feathers in the choke point. I think this is the one fight for BLG. A missed on ultimate, a failed disengage, and IG lose their top laner. A lot of HP on Gala, who also loses the flash. I think this is the game-ending fight for BLG. Despite their late game woes in previous series, this one looks a little bit better in game one. Great play from Elk to just put down their ultimate feathers in the choke point. Give no hope of IG fighting back. But it's really the missed ult from the Shy, which sees BLG the winning angle. Is there any other play now? Gala going to be forced onto by Shadow. Spell shields well, but that's the Aurora ultimate coming through. IG don't lose anyone. Gala spell shielding well. Down to half HP. Will be able to survive
Taken by BLG. That is really, really not very good there, folks. Clean feed, sort yourself out. Rookie will stop a recall onto the other side. Bin gonna get caught out on the recall. Level 18, it doesn't matter. The Rumble goes down. And in the late game, BLG get the Dragon, but they lose one on the recall. And IG, they do not give over an Ocean Soul. That's important. The Shy will take some damage here. Ultimate into the choke point. Knight had the full Leandries and the Riftmaker flash onto the Aurora, and Gala can get some damage down. The Shy, will he be stopped in the second part of his ultimate? No, he will not, and he'll go down as well. Elk is alive. He'll ignore some damage, but not enough. Gala, full HP. It's currently a 2 for 3, a 3 for 1 as things go through. As Pantheon also goes down at the back end of the play. That should be the sign that IG can start the Baron. There's no teleport on Knight for him to get back into the play. If he wanted to, he has enough HP, but God, Bin dying on that recall may well cost BLG the game.
Over Raptors. He's not been spotted. Will they spot the shot? They spot the flag. They spot the flag. They should know he's around now. He gets jumped on to Elk. Elk is going to turn around for a huge round of damage. He doesn't have flash though. Elk, he's face checked into the side and Way's magnificent vision play kills the enemy AD carry. IG get themselves the Xayah for free. Way against his old team of BLG, the team which kicked him for Baytron and then Shadow, might have just delivered the killer blow in game one. BLG's late game vision control, their macro, has been their undoing. And the jungler is apparently their shot caller for it. They've said it themselves in interviews. Not to dunk down too much on him, but if he is struggling, perhaps there is something to be discussed there. BLG do not look like they know where they're going. The equalizer, the ultimate coming through. The empowered E is not enough to keep him alive for that long. He'll go down for one last flick of those, that Chalice, those cross blades. Where's the extra damage? Shadow goes down. That's an awful ultimate from him. He just jumps into his death. It's not Helldivers, it's not ODSD, but he still jumps feet first into hell. And that's going to leave the jungler dead for the soul. BLG stands for bad late game. IG will get themselves Ocean Soul after turtling and coming out before that left them without that DPS. It's hard for the Xayah to walk forwards into the play anyway. And BLG, they're on the back foot now. Ocean Soul on the other side. They didn't have the damage to begin with. Bin has flash, might have to use it. Doesn't use it right now. Knocked up, the CC chain starts, and Bin, you might have wanted to use that flash. Goes down twice in critical late game scenarios. Lost them the Baron. And right there might lose them the base. BLG's late game just leaves so much to be desired. Knight 7-2, but cannot determine this game. BLG as a team do not know how to pick apart this IG composition, who have done so well at picking the engage and peeling back. Starter teleport in from the Rumble, who has a death cap himself. Bin has struggled in this late game. Flash forward onto Knight. They catch him on the edge of that too. Ults forwards, but the CC chain might just land anyway. Gets out to safety. Mako uses his combo, removes a lot of threat from that Aurora, but Knight will make it out alive. Wait, has flash, has ult. Might be able to go flash for flash with Elk. Might be worth to do so. He pulls it out early. Flash out of the Xayah. That's all they need. That's all they need. No summoner now on that on. Trying to protect Elk. Double knock-up. They still have the ultimate, and he won't even use it. Elk goes down into the GA. Pantheon comes back into the play as well. BLG, where's the magic? You don't have the damage. They'll get some damage onto the backline. GA pops by Gala. He'll revive, and Shadow goes down. Rookie gets stunned as Bid is caught out again. Died at the start of the play, dies at the end. 3 kills for IG as they'll keep walking forwards as Elk could not get peeled for. The fella pullback, not enough. Invictus Gaming rule the late game as BLG cannot get it done. They cannot get it across the line. Teleports into the base. Invictus Gaming, they shut up shop. They wait till late game. They saddle up and will beat BLG in game 1.
45 minutes plus, but IG turtle up and the late game advantage comes through. Wei will kill his old mid laner as Knight cannot rule the game from the early advantage. BLG